Today, taking a quick look at, pardon me, Mutant Crawl Classics, Blessings of the Vile Brotherhood. Mutant Crawl Classics Adventure number 5, a level 4 adventure by Harley Stroh. Here is the back, which I believe I can get into focus, if you want to read that. There's no code on the inside cover this time, so I can show you the cool art. And what do we have here? Does it give me a quick description? It just says, Blessings of the Vile Brotherhood takes PCs into foreboding mountains that ring the hothouse jungles of the post-apocalypse. The PC's quest leads them along the Pilgrim's Way, an ancient sacred path, in search of the Holy Medicinal Brotherhood. There, amidst the high peaks, shrouded in gray, rad snow, dread bots fighting a long-forgotten war, and the perverted beasts that have sought shelter in the wilderness. And my cadence is terrible reading this. Anyway, the PCs discover the truth of the Holy Order and its bloody fate. I don't see a recommendation for how many players. I may just be missing it somewhere. Yeah, I don't see a recommendation. Anyway, Mutant Crawl Classics is fun. And so far, I mean, I say it's fun. I haven't gotten it to the table, but I have used elements from it. Little random encounter table. I've used elements of it in my Dungeon Crawl Classics before. I just love cool line art in RPGs. I'm glad to see that some is being done. Goodman Games obviously is doing it, but you're also seeing it now in, like, The One Ring does really good interior line art as a very different style game. Anyway, Mutant Crawl Classics, obviously it's more Gamma World than D&D as far as analogies to other games go, but it mixes pretty well with Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is cool in my book. I like the genre smash up that a lot of DCC modules have, and that I think allows you to use stuff like Mutant Crawl Classics modules in there. I like that genre mash up. I don't always actually like the modules as they existed, but I think about something like the blanking on it, Barrier Peaks, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. Is my camera off center? Anyway, and that's a cool mashup of different genre because, before the 80s, but certainly before Tolkien, the genres were not so strictly defined, and I think that's okay. Let's see. And really, if I'm being honest, it feels like it was really kind of, I'm not going to put it all at the feet of D&D, but the rise of D&D and then the rise of the Death of Trees fantasy epics of your Good Kinds and Robert Jordan before him and all that. I feel like that was really, in the late 70s, early 80s, it feels like people really got into defining genres and being really obnoxious about it. And I just don't, look, I mean, I like having separate genres, but I also don't feel like you need to be so precious about it all the time. It's okay to have a thing that mixes genres, well, I'm saying. And I like that they do with this. So, I've got quite a stack now of Mutant Crawl Classics modules. I'd like to actually get a little more use out of them. I know, had I been able to get the DCC game that I was trying to get off the ground going, which I fortunately was not able to do, there's an adventure in the back of this basic book, the Assault on the Sky High Tower, that I definitely wanted to plug in as a kind of a lead up to eventually having the expedition to the Barrier Peaks being a potential future adventure for them to play through. But that did not end up happening. Now it's still in my arsenal. I still have it as a possibility, but it didn't happen yet. So anyway, I've already just tossed this in and mixed it up. So there we have it. Me rambling a little bit. It's still kind of early and I haven't had all of my tea. So I'm not as caffeinated as I probably need to be to have my thoughts in any kind of order, not that they usually are. Until whatever the next video is, and I have no idea what that might be at time of recording, but you know, you'll be seeing this in my time, probably 2-3 months from now. I'm recording this early August, I think it is. Yeah, August 4th. That sounds right. If you enjoy this and want to buy me a coffee to help me wake up in the morning, you can take a look in the links below where you can support the channel in any way that you see fit. A like, a subscribe, just leaving a comment. You know, any of that stuff is cool. Have you tried Mutant Crawl Classics? What did you think about it? I have yet to actually play it, but again, I've used pieces of it in my DCC game, and I thought that was, honestly, that's most of the reason I got it. I like, typically, my post-apocalypse stuff to feel a little more like a Mad Max film. Yeah, certainly Fury Road, but more like to me, the vibe I would want in a post-apocalyptic game if I was going to run it would probably be more akin to Of All Things Beyond Thunderdome, which I know is not a lot of people's favorite Mad Max film. It's not my favorite Mad Max film, but I really like it. I have a very soft spot in my heart for it. And that, I think, is the vibe that I would go for. Slightly hopeful, still kind of grim, ensemble cast kind of thing. Anyway, but for my DCC game, I want it hell's poppin'. I want crazy, weird stuff. I want dimension travel. I want aliens. I want gateways to post-apocalyptic dimensions and weird AIs that grant you superpowers. I mean, whatever, you know, for my DCC game, I like the idea of it just going as wacky as possible, because that's half the fun with it. It's such a fun and chaotic game. I like the idea of that. Anyway, that's me. Until next time, again, whatever that might be. Take care.